undisputed lightweight champion of the world, looking to become lightweight champion again when he faces Vasyl Lomachenko back home in Australia. But first, George, I know you've already been asked about it already, but what do you think about Ryan Garcia testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug in the aftermath of his upset over Devin Haney?
Man, it's crazy. Obviously, just hearing the news before and going on socials and seeing everything and what he's actually tested positive for. If this is the truth and he has tested positive, especially for this thing, as well as putting in the 3 pounds heavier that he came in, using every bit of advantage plus a cheating advantage, it's a bad move. It's a bad look. It's a dog act.
Go ahead, George. Yeah.
I just watched it there.
I'm back, brother.
Yeah, yeah, it's a bad move on Ryan Garcia's part. If this is the truth, testing positive, coming in heavy on weight by 3 pounds, it's a dog act. You don't do it. It's a bad look for boxing. It's a bad look for himself. And again, you got to feel for a guy like Devin Haney, because he went through hell in that fight, through the 3 knockdowns, and still finished that fight on his feet. Like a true warrior. That's it's going to be interesting time these next few weeks, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot to come with it.
I know you've maintained a good relationship with Devin and Bill, you and your father, since the 2 fights you guys had for the undisputed lightweight titles. How do you, as a fighter, though, feel about what Ryan did? Is this how much does this go against the fighter's code, fighter to fighter?
Look, for me, I'm a warrior. I'm always prepared for whatever in that ring. Do or die, kill or be killed. But when you start to play games where you've come in heavy, all right, he did that. It is what it is. Obviously, Devon's usually got the advantage being the bigger guy, but Ryan try to twist it on them and do the same and try to be bigger. But then when you start to add cheating and enhancements, that is just, it's not a good look for the sport. But as a fighter, as a warrior who's ready to risk their life, that's criminal. That's criminal. And again, Haney's got a great team, and I'm sure the next steps are going to be legal and every bit of attack back to Ryan, because it's a bad move.
If all things were to be equal, the weight, everything else, do you think that fight goes differently, George, or does Ryan have his number?
You know what? It's boxing. I really can't say. I can't sit here and say this was that and that was this. You can go back on every single boxing fight and say, well, what if he was a little bit overweight or underweight? You can't say that. That's the, boxing is, you never know. It's never concrete, never cement. And there's no ifs in boxing. It's what happens on the day. But, now we had the cheating part. It's like I said, it's a bad move. It's a disgusting move.
Lastly, man, I know you'll get a chance to talk to Devin personally, but what would you say to Devin right now in the aftermath of this coming out?
Well, it shows he's a warrior. It shows that he was able to go through the 3 pounds being heavier, and obviously now the drug allegations. He was able to, still last the 3 knockdowns, lasted the 12 rounds, and it was still a close fight. Obviously, Ryan edged it with the knockdowns, but still a close fight. So, like I said, keep your head up, and this has all come out now. So it's got to, I think, it softens the blow of the loss, I think, in a point of what's happened today.
Could that actually be a little, in a weird way, detrimental? Like, let's say it gets turned to a no contest. Don't forget the lessons that you may have been internalizing since that fight happened, though.
Yeah, definitely. Look, you would have, picked up a lot of lessons. You would have picked up a lot of lessons, and we all do from our losses. Now, if it gets moved to a no contest, it's always going to be there. That blemish is always going to be there, no matter what. Look, a record is a record, and you can have the prettiest record in the world, but deep down you're going to know, and a lot of people are going to know, okay, well, that's what happened. But again, it does soften the blow when you add this. You have to wait and see now. It's going to be interesting few weeks.